Right, I've learned how to hold a mic, so hopefully this goes a bit better. Up first with the speeches, we have Steve. If you don't know Steve, he'll be the last man on the dance floor tonight. And, he is also the father of the bride, so here he is.
Yeah. What I was going to say, if you don't know me, I am Steve. I look so like Beth. So thank you everybody for coming so far. You've all made your personal journey. This is amazing. So we've got people from London here, and we've got Midlands, we've got Lancashire, Yorkshire, Bahrain. I haven't forgotten you too. Yeah, where else? We've got Cambodia down the end there, and New Zealand somewhere. An island. Your lovely island down there. Hello.
New Zealand and Australia. Oh, New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand, yeah. So I'm delighted to be here, and Beth and Simon are an absolute joy together. And together, powerful potion. Like sunshine and ice cream. Music and dancing. I was going to say bacon and eggs, but no, you just make life better. So Beth, Beth, you've been my little princess since you were born. You have. And I remember Beth being in my arms when she just born, and she just had a beautiful porcelain skin, so it was white. And I think she was like going, oh my God, I think I need a spray tan. And I'd carry her everywhere, and you'd be on my back, on my shoulders as we're walking, and you'd lovely just grab me by my eyes, my ears, and your infectious laugh, just giggling. And we'd be riding our bike together. You got a little seat in front of me, just like E.T. We'd be doing wheelies, everything, quite dangerous, but it's all part of growing up, isn't it? Yeah. Electric shocks we did too. What else did we do? It's written down so I can remember. I'd throw you in the air. I'd right up in the air. Mum would be going, Jenny here would be going, higher. She really wouldn't. And I'd catch you every time. And, well, despite all of that, Beth, you've just, grown up to be beautifully kind. She'd hand out sweets at parties, her sweets, and amazing. And you're creative, fun, beautiful. And, but of course, it's not all been roses, has it, Beth? No. Don't worry. She would listen to a horror podcast and then wander around graveyards. So it's not normal stuff. Collect Halloween, dress the dog in weird stuff, as you've seen today. But I think what I'm most proud of is your inspiring determination to get things done. So that's amazing. And Simon, you compliment us so well by doing exactly the same. You're just like each other's champion. So well done. So Simon, you're family now. You have been for years, really. You get this sort of 24/7 DIY technical hotline now. Now that you're married. There's one down there. Can you recognise the artwork? I don't know if you saw that on track. Right. So Simon, you know what you're letting yourself in for, don't you? You gotta be on it. There's Mother's Day, Nelly, dog, all that lot. Yeah, well done. But Simon, the way you love Beth is just really heartwarming, and I love that. And you spoil her, and she spoils you right back. It's just lovely. And but really, I'm just totally in awe of how you followed your passion, your dreams, and both you sort of going off to London together with a pocket full of shillings and sandwiches, just like hand in hand. And I was like, oh my God. You go, it's okay, it's okay. And well, now you're just like walking red carpets and doing stuff and having a great time. So that's absolutely brilliant. Terry and Jeff, so thank you. You've raised a wonderful young man who's full of passion. So that's great. Beth, Simon, you're a beautiful duet. You bring warmth to everyone. Take care of each other. Take care of your friends here and your mums and dads. And love every moment. Spread the joy. And so really, this isn't just any wedding. This is Beth and Simon's wedding. Just like have a great time tonight. There's candy floss, music. So that's my grandpa that sorted out down there. So let's have a toast. Yeah, wish the happy couple a life full of love, laughter, and adventure. The bride and groom. Cheers, folks. Love you both.
Thanks, Steve. That was great. Up next, we have a man whose hair has attracted compliments everywhere he's gone. Lucky bastard. A man with an eternal thirst for Ollie Locke. And a man who I don't think I've ever seen is happier. We all know what Simon does for a living, so please set your expectations astronomically high. Get yourselves a drink ready for every time he drops a name. And give it up for the groom, Simon!
Hello! Oh, fuck me. I don't know what you mean about name dropping, mate. Just going to say in about a minute's time, you lot are going to be very drunk. Let's give us a go. Hello, everyone! Hey! I am so excited, very nervous, and I'm not going to lie, a little bit too drunk to be giving this speech. And as someone who has essentially built a career on facilitating fun and cheeky conversations, I'm very aware that I'm about to disappoint pretty much everyone in this room. But who cares? Today's my wedding day, so fuck it. Cheers! Yeah. Anyway, I know what you're all thinking. Simon, you've made Jim Carrey laugh. Oh. Drink. That is true. You shared a pint with Danny Dyer. Oh. Drink. Again, true. And you've had Margot Robbie hanging on to your every word before. Sorry, babe, that is also true. Why are you so nervous about this speech? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's because you're about to witness 10 to 15 minutes worth of conversation that can't be saved by two key words that I owe my career to. Clever editing. I am, of course, only joking. I'm honestly so thrilled that so many of you are here today and to celebrate mine and Beth's wedding day. The fact that so many of you have made it here to celebrate our day means so much to us both. So thank you all so much for coming. And on to the speeches. I'm going to start with my mum and dad. Okay, these two. Mum, Dad, words cannot express how much Beth and I appreciate everything you've done for us since we've been together. Mum, from taking me to every single football match when I was younger, to driving me up to Bermondsey with all my things on the day Beth and I moved to London, I would not be stood up here as the man I am today without everything you've done for me. Aww. And Dad, yeah, why not? Yeah. Not quite Jim Carrey, but okay. And Dad, thank you for giving me and Beth the countless hours of career and life advice and for slipping me the odd 20 quid here and there when I really needed it, but I didn't want to ask, so thank you. It's going to take a while. Growing up, it's fair to say myself and Becca didn't exactly have the most traditional household, and we didn't exactly get everything we wanted. We never had a huge amount of money, and we lived with our grandma. Sheila, who absolutely adored Beth and would have loved to have been here today. But from living in that, and I mean this in the nicest way, madhouse, Mum, Dad and Grandma raised myself and Becca to be thoughtful, kind and considerate to everyone. You taught us the value of hard work and to appreciate everything that we did get. And as adults, the only thing you ever wanted for us was to be happy and to enjoy what we do. And without those values, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So please raise your glasses to my amazing parents, Jeff and Terry Harkness. And I'd also like to add that today my dad is going to be paying for the cocktail hour. I think straight after his speeches, but we'll find out, I guess. So we can all enjoy some cocktails on the house. So yeah, cheers to you, Dad. Thank you. Okay, on to my new in-laws. Jenny and Steve, George, close your ears. You guys are fucking fantastic, I can't lie. From the moment I stepped into your house, I felt welcomed and accepted. Christ knows what you thought when a 21-year-old Simon, who worked in the village cafe, drove a 1997 cherry red Ford Puma, it's a great car, and who wanted to be an actor started staying over. But at no point have you ever made me feel anything but part of your family, and I honestly cannot thank you enough for this. Steve, we both share a passion for creativity and work in industries we love, and I love geeking out with you about the ins and outs of work life. I love comparing sound systems with you, and I love partying and raving. Yes, raving with you. And Jenny, the amount you've done for us both is just insane. And I don't know if you remember this, oh God. But a few years ago, after a few drinks, and Steve clearly can remember it, you took me to one side and told me you thought me and Beth were, and I quote, bloody stupid to move to London.
I did.
Yeah. With no jobs lined up. And looking back, you were probably right.
No.
But when we moved to London, I remember you telling me through plenty of shared tears to make sure I look after Beth. And I promised you then that I would. And I promise you today that I will. Love you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses to my new in-laws and the best in-laws anyone could want, Jenny and Steve. Also, you're welcome, Jen. Also, shout out to my G7 Lulu. Your words. You've been in my life for the last 12 years, and I've seen you grow up from these two weird kids to two of the coolest and funniest people I know, and I love you both so much. So yeah, cheers to you both. You guys are awesome. Love you. Love you. Oh my God. I think this is going well. Okay, on to the groomsmen and the best men. First up, Mike Elkins. Where is he? There he is. Thank you for organising an unbelievable stag. From Jaeger pints to football on the beach and to the inevitable night session at Legends Bar, it was everything I wanted from a stag do, even if it did include me being dressed up in this. Maybe, Mum, if you take that aside. You stand up. Babe, do you want to take that one? Do you want to take that one? Oh, you get it?
There we go.
Now, for those of you who don't know, for some reason, my doppelganger happens to be the Tory MP who is in charge of track and trace. Drop it down. She also happens to be a woman. So that's great. So let's raise a glass to disgraced MP, Tory MP, Dido Harding, and Mike for an amazing stag. Thank you very much, mate. You've been fantastic. That T-shirt will be making its way down the table, so yeah, feel free to... Someone can frame it if they want. Okay, next up, Canty, our brilliant MC today, who's without a doubt the coolest and kindest person I know. Thank you for doing an amazing job today and getting everybody pumped. Sandstorm has never sounded as good as it did today. Sorry for slightly missing our cue.
Yeah, oops.
Okay, Tom Fletcher. Where are you, Tom? There he is. Oh, look at it. One clap. Much better. Tom, you are my oldest friend, and it means the world that you're here today. It's kind of mad how long we've been friends, and the fact we're as close as we are despite one of us living in the UK and the other in New Zealand for over half of our lives is a real testament to our friendship. So thank you so much, mate. And moving on to Luke. I can see him. There he is. Hey! Luke's been in my life for what feels like forever, and if I'm half a husband to Beth, as you are to my sister, then I'll be happy. And more importantly, so will she. Thanks for everything, mate. And now, my favourite little man. Does anyone know where George Phillips is? Oh. I can't see him. Might have to stand up. I see him. There he is. Sorry, Kev, not you. My bestest little man, my best little friend, and the biggest mini-me on the planet. George, thank you all. Well, thank you for all your hard work today. I love you very much, mate. Thank you. And finally, my best men, Tom and Jack. You look fucking terrified. Christ knows where I'd be without you both. You're both always there for me, and we've experienced some pretty life-changing experiences together and somehow made it through the other side. So thank you both for everything you've done for me. That's not it. So when I first went to college, I really struggled to fit in, and Jack was really the one person who instilled a bit of confidence in me by introducing me to his mates and getting me out of my comfort zone. And I'll always be so thankful for that, mate. Also, fun fact, Jack used to bully me at primary school. And we fucking hated each other. But it's amazing what can happen when you stop fighting and realise you have exactly the same sense of humour. So yeah, good to see you, mate. Thank you. And Tom, you've always believed in me and never questioned what I was doing with my life. In fact, I remember when I found out I didn't make it into the final cut to get into a drama school that I was desperate to get into. And I called up Tom in a bit of a mess, and all he said to me was, "Don't worry, mate. It just means they won't appear on your Wikipedia page when you make it." Which I think just sums him up as a person and as a best mate. To be clear, I still don't have a Wikipedia page. But ChatGPT knows who I am, so that's a bit of a win at least. Our friendship started after we struck up a formidable striking partnership similar to Dimitar Berbatov and Jermaine Defoe's Spurs circa 2007. Streets won't forget. And we've been best mates ever since. So thank you both so much for everything. Please, ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses to my best men and the best mates I could ask for. Jack and Tom. And finally, this bit needs a bit of changing. Before I get to my wife, I have to mention our witnesses. My amazing aunties, Carol and Leslie. And Kev, apparently. Cheers, Kev. Just ignore this bit, Kev. Carol and Leslie, you've both done so much for me and Beth, it's almost too difficult to put into a speech. Thank you for always supporting us both, and if our marriage is filled with even half the amount of love and laughs that yours is, then we will truly be the happiest couple. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Love you so much. That's it? Oh, no. And now, onto my beautiful bride. Stand up.
Oh, God.
Love you. Okay. The Disaronno to my Coke.
Oh.
The Liam to my Noel.
Stay standing up.
You can sit down if you want.
Okay.
The Carabao
Oh, right.
to my cup. Up the mags. Up the mags. My wife. Beth, as soon as we started talking, oh Christ. Beth, as soon as we started talking, I just knew there was something special about you. And when we started seeing each other, I just knew you were the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. You two have always believed in me and never let me give up on chasing a dream. I get told by a lot of people that they're impressed with what I get to do for a job, but truthfully, none of that would have happened without Beth's love and support. We moved to London when Beth was only 20. Great age. Great age. Great age. And she did it to help me chase my dreams. And I will always be so thankful for that. We moved in together in London 2015 as two people with no jobs and no real clue what to do. And the woman I'm sat next to today has gone on to become someone I barely recognise in the best possible way. The way you've grown from a shy and nervous girl to an absolute boss-ass bitch working in a high-powered job that celebrates and empowers women in the hair and beauty industry makes me so proud. And on top of that, you've never lost your unique sense of self or your sense of humour and your crazy side. You are the best dog mum to our little Nelly, a wonderful auntie to George, and you inspire me every day. You're the sweetest, funniest, most annoying, it's the most amazing person I know, and I'm honoured to be standing up here as your husband. You're my partner in crime, and with you by my side, I know that there's nothing in this world that we can't handle together. Beth, I love you more than anything. I love you more than Eddie Howe. Wow. Oh, Christ. Yeah, strap in. I love you more than Jason Tyndall. Tom Webber knows. I even love you more than Joe Linton. Wow. In fact, just let me go ahead and name them all. I love you more than Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Dan Byrne, Tino Livramento, Jacob Murphy, Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton again, Harvey Barnes and Alexander Isak. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses for the 2025 Carabao Cup winners, Newcastle United at the fucking mag! Two. Sorry, got a little bit sidetracked there. But anyway, let's raise them once again for my beautiful wife, the person who makes my life infinitely better, the woman who's made me a better person, and the beautiful bride that I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses and after 3, do your best Borat impression for my wife. 1, 2, 3, my wife. Thank you so much, everyone. And before I hand you over to my best man to inevitably rinse me and embarrass me, please remember that I'm actually a really nice person. Thank you all. You're good. Thank you.
Good luck, boys. Yeah, as Simon alluded to earlier, these guys are both feeling a little bit nervous, so make sure you laugh at their jokes. Feel a little bit sad at the sad bits, and make some noise!
Right. Yeah, I think the enthusiasm isn't going to be as high in this one. But yeah, hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate some of you are probably looking at me thinking, Jesus Christ, Phil Mitchell's let himself go. But don't panic. I'm not one of Peggy Mitchell's bald little miracles. My name's Jack, and Tom and I have the questionable honour of being Si's best men today. Neither Tom or I have any experience of doing things like this, so just, if it sounds like a joke, laugh. Clap at the end, and this will all be over. I'll start by thanking the venue staff. I think you'll all agree how great today has been up to this point. A couple of bits of admin before we get going. Si and Beth said they're having a nightmare with this seating arrangement. So they've sat everyone based on the wedding present list. So biggest present down here, working their way back. So if you can hear me down the back, they've said thank you very much for those teaspoons. Try harder next time. We got a few quick little messages from people that couldn't be here. Mark and Kirsty said, so sorry we can't be there, hope it's an amazing day. Mullin and Joe say, apologies we're not there, good luck with everything. And Si, there's one here that just says, we miss you and we can't wait to see you again. And that's from all the girls at the Lucky Star massage parlour.
Hi all, for those who hadn't guessed, I'm Grant Mitchell. I'm Tom, Si's other best man. I think before anything else, we should all take a moment just to appreciate how stunning Beth looks in her dress today. It makes a very elegant change from the trousers that you usually wear in the relationship. Also, a big thank you to the bridesmaids for all you've done in supporting Beth and making this day so incredible. Honestly, you've done more than us groomsmen, and let's be honest, probably more than Si. Though he did manage to do his own tie today, so we're all very proud of him. Now, there are many stories we could share about Si. Some of the best we've specifically asked not to tell, and some we can't tell for legal reasons. So we were meant to keep this short, but somewhere between the stories, roasts, and emotional bits, it accidentally turned into a Netflix special. So buckle in, and if it's not funny, just pretend it is. We're a bit fragile, so.
Our job today is simple, to give Si the most uncomfortable 6 minutes of his life. Which feels fair considering Beth had to endure that experience every date night for 12 years. Tradition says we... I'm not sorry. Tradition says we stand up here, we sing the groom's praises and highlight his best qualities, but I can't sing and Tom won't lie, so we're stuck with what we've got. So I met Si 29 years ago. In primary school. He was in year 3, I was in year 4. He was the new kid from London, wearing a little pair of light-up dinosaur shoes and a quiff that looked like it had its own postcode. Tom and Si clicked instantly, whereas mine and Si's friendship took a little longer, mainly because I launched a sustained bullying campaign against his shoes. It was all out of jealousy. He had glow-in-the-dark T-Rexes on his feet, and I just had ginger hair, which I didn't think was particularly fair. Thankfully, our sisters became best friends, which forced a truce between us, and the rest, they say, is history. I did eventually get my own pair of dinosaur shoes, but I was 26.
So I've known Si for over 20 years now. We first met back in secondary school. And it's honestly such an honour to be standing here today on your big day, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Who'd have thought all those years ago that we'd both end up getting married in the same year? Beth and Fionn, we'd love to say that 2025 will go down as the year of the weddings. But let's be honest, we'll be remembering it as the year that both Newcastle and Tottenham both won trophies. Miracles really do happen. Interestingly, very similar to your speech, Si, in that first year of secondary school, we both joined Fordingbridge Football Club and quickly became the most dangerous strike duo since Papi Cisse and Demba Ba. Just a bit paler. Over the years, we linked up with an almost telepathic connection, scoring goals for fun and beginning to attract interest from the big clubs. As the scouts started turning up and the trials were looming, Si unfortunately suffered a season-ending injury. Not your dramatic football injury of snapping your ACL or broken bone, but the common football injury that was glandular fever. He was never the same player after that, unfortunately, and the dream of being a professional footballer was over. When he realised he wasn't going to make it as a footballer, he decided to opt for a more realistic career, becoming an actor. I've seen Si in multiple roles, from playing Romeo in Romeo and Juliet in Portsmouth's stunning West End, to his infamous scene in X-Men The Last Stand, where he played the part of an extra alongside James McAvoy. After spending the last 6 months talking about it, we all got our tickets to watch it in the cinema when it came out. As the final credits came up, it became glaringly obvious that Si's scene had been cut from the movie. We can laugh about it now, as Si has well and truly made it in the industry, and I couldn't be prouder of you, mate.
So if anyone's ever heard Sai say the words, I've got an idea. You'll know it's either going to be something funny or it's your cue to brace for something completely unhinged, which I think is fair given some of the ingenious ideas he's had before. There are lots we could say, but the less funny, family-friendly versions. At the time he left Leeds Festival, a day early to stay in a hotel, only to miss the coach home the next day and be the only man in history to leave a festival early and still be late. Or the time he tried to buy a speedboat off Gumtree to cruise down the river to realise the only bit of river he had access to was 3 feet deep and he couldn't drive a boat. And my personal favourite is the time I told him the leather jacket I had on was called a petticoat, which prompted him to go around town for 6 hours, confidently strutting around shops asking if they had any petticoats in a men's medium for him to try on. So when he told... You what? So when he said, I've had an idea, and told us he wants to try and make it in the entertainment industry, we all nodded politely while quietly Googling how to support a friend in crisis. If you know Sai, you'll know his two great loves, aside from Nelly and his best men, are TV and film. If he had his way, it'd be Daniel Radcliffe in that dress and it would be Jim Carrey giving this speech. So it was hard to know what to say when he said he wanted to move. The panic really set in, though, when Sai said he wanted to make it in the entertainment industry and needed to move to London to do it. Because this is the same guy whose biggest adventure up to this point was running away from home in year 5 with a Tesco bag containing only a toothbrush and a packet of cheese, only to make it as far as the Co-op and turn around after 10 minutes because he'd eaten all the cheese and he wanted to watch Neighbours. However, it became pretty obvious pretty quickly that Sai had a knack for being in front of the camera. Sai, your quick wit and your infectious personality are so fun to watch, and it's genuinely incredible to see what you've achieved in London over the last decade. Most of us settle on a job we never planned on, and there are very few people who have turned their passion into a career. You might be the only person I know who had an insane dream and made it happen through raw talent, relentless hustle, and just the right amount of delusion. You've gone from working in cafes to making a career out of something you love, and it's been truly inspiring to watch. I only wish I had half of your talent and hairline. I'm so proud of you. And yet, despite all the success, the views, the red carpet, even that straight-to-DVD film we'll all agree to forget about. If you ask Sai what he's most proud of, he'll tell you it's passing his driving test first time. 0 majors, 15 minors, which is very similar to his dating history.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Right, I feel genuinely lucky to be here.
I don't. I'll go now, actually.
Not least because Sai did his absolute best to kill me on a lads' holiday in Bulgaria. More on that later. That trip was actually Sai's first lads' holiday since he met Beth. Things were still early days between them then, but they made the mature, grown-up agreement that they weren't official, but they wouldn't get with anyone else while they were apart. Sai, being the classic lad that he is, he'd end up pulling one girl. Only to find out later that Beth had already outdone him by pulling 2 lads back in Salisbury. Safe to say she won that round. Anyway, on to the part where Sai nearly killed me. So, rather than the stereotypical all-day drinking and trying our luck with the girls, we decided to book a 4x4 Jeep Safari and see a bit of the scenery that Sunny Beach had to offer. So anyway, we got to the top of this cliff and the driver parked us up close to the edge. We thought it'd be cool to get a photo of us all in the Jeep with Si in the driver's seat, only for someone to shout out, "Start the engine, Si." Obviously, Si did just that, without checking if the Jeep was in gear. Next thing we know, the car starts rolling backwards towards the cliff edge. In this moment of sheer panic, did Si pull the handbrake? No. Did he hit the brake? Of course not. He launched himself out of the car like he was auditioning for Fast and Furious, leaving me in the back of the Jeep. I had to jump out of the boot of the Jeep and literally hang off the edge of the cliff with the Jeep hanging over me. Thankfully, a few people managed to grab the car and put it back, giving me the chance to scramble to safety, scarring Si for life in the process.
Do you remember the Irish band?
I can't, mate, no.
Yeah, no, understand.
Yes, I do. The passengers. Yes. Yeah, they weren't happy with you. We laugh about it now, but Si did actually have counselling over this, and I do wonder if him asking me to be best man is just because he still feels guilty.
So I'd first heard the name Beth back in summer of 2013. Si was working at Downton Gym. Beth had clocked him one evening and suddenly developed an intense burning passion to play badminton every day. We'd met Si after work from one Friday, and he began talking about this incredible person he'd seen at work. He went on for ages about how incredible they were, how he couldn't stop thinking about them, how he couldn't wait to see them again. And we were all thinking, wow, Beth sounds amazing. It turns out Si had spent the whole day watching Alan Shearer highlights on his phone. And he wasn't talking about Beth at all. But he probably does think the same about you. One of them finally plucked up the courage to talk to the other, and once Si had passed his DBS check, they were off. Some of you know their first choice of date was a little bit weird. Armed with a cheap bottle of wine from the Cuckoo Fair and 10 Marlboro Lights, they took themselves off to none other than the local skate park. Nothing screams romance like sipping fortified wine and being heckled by 12-year-olds on scooters. But clearly it worked, because here we are, 12 years later, still drinking cheap wine. I haven't had it, to be fair. No one needs me to tell them that these two are perfect for each other. People often refer to their partner as their best friend, and these two are a perfect example of just that. The skate park date is much like the fishing trip from Gavin and Stacey. We're still not quite sure what happened, but we're fairly sure it wasn't the skateboard being ridden. I think. Just check the offside flag on that one, actually. Sorry, Toby. I think I should echo what Tom has said and take this opportunity to say how stunning Beth looks today, as always. That's better, isn't it? Beth and I have spent a lot of time together over the years, and I can't remember any of it being dull. But it was a birthday trip to Berlin that really sealed the deal on Beth and I's friendship. We were fully into our German hipster phase when we were both taken down with a fairly savage dose of food poisoning, which, to be fair, served us right, as we spent the night before sat on a beer crate outside a nightclub toilet eating burgers that looked like they'd just been served fresh from a bin. The next day I ended up waddling back to the hotel like a guilty penguin. Beth, meanwhile, was already there, clutching the Imodium like a woman who'd seen battle. I asked her how she was holding up, and she just looked me dead in the eye and channeling her inner Mickey Flanagan, turned to me and went, "Put it this way, mate, I've just farted and some of it landed on the telly." That was unnecessary. But it was all plain sailing after that, and once I'd realised Beth was at least 15 times cooler than Si, I knew she'd be around forever. Beth, you're one of the funniest, kindest, and most authentic people I've ever been lucky enough to call a friend. I'm never quite sure what you're going to say next, and I love it. I've had some of the funniest nights of my life with you, and I'm so grateful for all of them.
Not many people know this, but Si actually first tried to set me up with Beth. Clearly, he looked at this beautiful, intelligent, charming woman and thought, yeah, I'll give her to my mate. Which honestly says more about his delusion than my pulling power. Because after about 5 minutes of chatting to Beth, I realised two things. One, she wasn't remotely interested in me. And two, Si was already halfway in love with her himself. So, in a stunning act of generosity, I stepped aside, mainly because I had absolutely no chance, and let Si take the lead. And safe to say, it's the best decision he ever made. Beth, you've been the best thing to happen to Si, and I cannot think of a more perfect couple. You're always so much fun to be around, and you're usually both the life of the party. I genuinely believe you love Si more than you love the Cuckoo Fair. With or without the skate park. Now, us blokes don't get many chances to tell each other how they feel, but I'm going to take my moment now. Si, thank you for all the laughs and memories over the years. There's been so many great moments, and I'll admit, I miss we don't get to see each other as much these days. Life gets in the way, we're both very understanding of that. I just want to say a big thank you for being there, not just for me, but for all us boys. You've always been the one to lift everyone up, and although we don't say it enough, it doesn't go unnoticed, and we all love you, mate. Seeing you here... Seeing you here today with Beth by your side, I am so proud of you. You found someone who truly reflects the best of you and brings out even more of what makes you such a great person. Your kindness, loyalty, and your ability to laugh, even when things get tough. Together, you're a team that just makes sense. You balance each other, challenge each other, and most importantly, you make each other ridiculously happy. Beth certainly seems to make you happy in a way that me and the lads have never been able to do so.
Yeah, go for it. I just want to say thank you both for everything. Si, you're one of the kindest, most gentle and thoughtful blokes I know. I'm so privileged to have shared so much of our childhood together, and aside from the time you kicked me in the head, I wouldn't have changed any of it. You never fail to make me laugh, and your ability to empathise and support the people around you is amazing. Beth, your compassion and understanding for other people is nothing short of incredible, and Si is so lucky to call you his wife. You've been there for me during some of the hardest times in my life, and I'll always be grateful for the way you've shown up for me. You've always been there, and I'll be forever indebted to you for that. I'll rarely show it, and I'll almost never say it, but I love you both so much, and I wish you all the best in everything you do. Thank you for everything. And on that note, we ask you all to raise your glasses to the happy couple.
Lovely, mate. Thank you. That was fucking brilliant.
Cheers, mate.
I have my ways.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. That did actually make me cry quite a bit. They say it's a bit rude to outshine a bride on her wedding day, and I think we can all agree that the next speaker is cutting it dangerously fine. Please make some noise for the mother of the bride, Jenny!
Glasses. Hi. Now, all of you who know me know I'm not quiet. There is no way I'm not going to put my 2 pennyworth in today. But first thing I've noticed, I'm loving the disco ball chic. Yeah. Thank you, guys. All of you for wearing your disco balls. Wear them loud and proud. The whole theme is disco balls. Second, how the hell do I follow that? That was awesome, but I have learned a few things today that maybe I didn't really need to know, but there you go. Simon. Yeah. We all know Simon is lovely, kind, hardworking, just delicious. And I am so proud to have him as my son-in-law. Simon is also possibly the bravest man I have ever met. Tim, you're looking puzzled. He's just bloody married Beth. He signed up for a lifetime of it. That's brave. I was glad when she went. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, right? You were so right. I did think they were complete and utter idiots. 20 years old. No jobs. Hey, we're going to London. All right, they proved me wrong. How proud we are, aren't we? We are so beyond proud. It fills my heart looking at you two, seeing how happy you are and just how delicious you are. Right, on to the bit I've written down. It's not long, don't worry. It's a little bit of a poem. Slightly adapted, written by someone else. I've just plagiarised it and adapted it. But it's all about just remembering why you're together, right? Wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever there's a Simon, I hope there's a you. Now, money is funny. It can make people odd. We know a few of them. You forget to be happy and live for your job. And fashion is a passion with a very big flaw. You can dress to excess, but you'll always want more. And a muscle-toned body may sound like a dream, but no body is better than chocolate ice cream. What I'm trying to say is that happiness grows not through your wages or body or clothes, but in laughter and love and in sharing your life in the arms of each other as husband and wife. So when you find someone who's weird, just like you, who laughs when you're stupid and makes you laugh too, when you sit on the sofa not hiding your flaws, as imperfectly perfect as the hand that holds yours, when the riches of success or the purse of a beggar won't change how it feels just being together, when a cuddle and chocolate is all that you need, well, then you've found someone special indeed. And I love these two, and I'm so proud to be here. And I know I look better than her, but it's really kind of you to say how lovely she looks. Yes. Lovely. Was that all right?
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. And finally, we have our bride to hear from. This is... This is the woman who makes sure Simon doesn't leave the house with his shoelaces undone and she helps wipe the food from his chin. This is the this is the woman who, apart from the groomsmen's suits, has made all the decisions for today. And this is the woman who Simon gets to call his wife for the rest of his life. Beth has specifically requested that we give her the biggest wolf whistle we can muster. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. It's our beautiful bride, Beth!
Clap. Oh my God, hi. I was really confident about this speech until I heard everyone else's. Everyone else's was really nice and really funny. So if you think I'm trying to be nice, say "aw." If you think I'm trying to be funny, say "ha ha." Here I go. Before I actually get started with my speech, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone coming to my slightly belated 30th birthday party. It really means a lot. It's a big deal, so thank you. No, really, thanks so much, guys. Can't believe that you're here. Can't believe this is happening. I'm like, am I drunk? Am I asleep and dreaming? Or am I actually in this room? It's very hard to tell. So, before I boast about how amazing my new husband is... Well, I cannot high-five you, Okay, we do our high belly. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how gorgeous my bridesmaids look? Yeah. Woo-woo! Stunning. It's obvious, but each one of these girls means the absolute world to me. I love them all for multiple different reasons, but instead of being a soppy little bitch, I'm going to tell you a fun fact about each of them because I think we've done enough crying. Think we've done enough? Yeah. So, starting with Lottie. Lottie, stand up. Wave to everyone. There's Lottie. You may sit down. So I've actually known Lottie longer than I've known my own sister, so that's pretty crazy. She is an old friend. And fun fact about Lottie, she's going to love this so much. She actually shredded our wedding invite before she'd even RSVP'd. It was in the shredder, that minimalist lifestyle of hers. So she was clearly buzzing to be a bridesmaid, let alone attend the wedding. And I'm never not going to bring that up. That is forever the staple of our friendship. So thank you so much again for that, babes. Next up, the coolest girl you'll ever meet. Can you guess which one I'm talking about? Who's thinking, oh, I bet this is me? It's Jess. Jess, stand up. Give us a wave. Here she is. So, you may sit. Jess is actually probably my top girl crush, to be honest. I am embarrassingly obsessed with her. A fun fact about Jess, number one, she obviously oozes cool. That's not a fun fact, everyone knows that. It's just sweat. No, she actually has the voice of an angel. Hopefully we'll hear it tonight. She's actually got 2 banging tunes on Spotify as well, Sucker and Sick Fade, so give them a listen, get those streams and go. And they may or may not be on the playlist tonight as well, so sorry, not sorry. Jess and I actually especially bonded in Salcombe a couple of years ago when we did the most frankly angelic duet of My Mind by Yebba. We're still yet to play that song today. I think this is Lottie's doing. Lottie clearly loved this so much that she was cowering in a corner of the room hoping it would stop while we were there. So same again tonight. Can't wait. Then we have Annie. Annie. Stand up. Up you get. The loudest girl in the room, louder than me, and I've got a fucking microphone. Genuinely, you will never be bored if you are with Annie. Everyone needs an Annie in their life. She'll talk to you about anything and everyone. There's never any judgment. She has no filter whatsoever. And she has sick tattoos. Like, look at her. And also, fun fact. Now, I need to make sure I get this right. So if anyone's looked at the wedding website that I spent hours creating, I, for some reason, wrote that Annie was a prison guard. That's bollocks. That is bollocks. Don't worry, it's not something rogue. She still does work in a prison, but she is a cognitive behavioural therapist. Cognitive behavioural therapist. Yeah, so if anyone thinks they can beat her in an arm wrestle, you'll get your fingers interlocked and she'll ask you, how do you feel? And she snorts when she laughs. Now we have my work wife for life, Liv. Up you get! Stand yourself up, Curly! So Liv and I both work at Treatwell. We have done for around 6 years. You can sit down, babes, if you want to. It's all good. We've both worked there for about 6 years, and we first bonded over a dodgy fake tan. And that is how I knew I'd found a best pal. I would have genuinely walked out of the place if it wasn't for this girl. And when I'm in the office and she isn't, I feel like a lost lamb awaiting slaughter. Truly. Fun fact about Liv, she's actually the reason I have my mattress. Very comfy, very lovely mattress. So after a night out where Uber was letting me down, I actually crashed at Liv's, couldn't get home. Simon probably thought I pulled again. Or just pulled. We sat in her bed, we ate McDonald's chicken nuggets on her ridiculously comfy bed, I must also say. But about 20 minutes later, she was snoring away. I threw up. In the toilet, not in the bed. Thankfully. But despite that, I had the best night's sleep ever. And I decided, I was like, I absolutely need this bloody Emma mattress. So here we are. So thank God for you, because I've never slept so well. Thank you so much. Okay, there's one missing. I'm sure she knows who it is. It's Lulu! There she is! So, I don't technically have a maid of honor. But let me try and get this right. So Lulu said, yeah, but if all of your bridesmaids died, who would you be most sad about dying? And it was Lulu. So, I guess she's kind of my maid of honor through death. So, Lulu was so delighted to be asked to be one of my bridesmaids. I'm pretty sure the first thing she said when I asked her was, oh no, does that mean I need to wear a dress? But doesn't she look unreal? I quite literally wrote pause for applause there because I knew that would go on for a while, so glad that worked out. So, fun fact about Lulu, she was an accident. But thank you, Mum and Dad, because she turned out okay in the end. I used to bully Lulu, if anyone couldn't tell already. One of the only things she actually remembers about me while I was living at home is me telling her that I was making her some kind of surprise. I made her wait in the garden outside while I made this surprise. However, really, me and my friend watched a film in the sitting room, leaving her outside for fucking ages. And I think it's so funny, still. Yeah, I think she was about 4, bless. Character building, it's fine. Anyway, I could talk about these 5 for ages, but I'm not married to these 5, so I won't. But honestly, you guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for the most fucking awesome hen do. Thanks for keeping me sane this morning. And just thanks for being so beaut as well. But not too beaut, because, you know. Anyway, moving on. Mum, Dad, Seb, you're not my bridesmaids, but you're still my faves. So don't worry. Seb, hello. You did a fucking amazing job today. Yeah, go on, get up. Stand up. Legend. The legend that he is. Seb did an unreal job at being ring bearer today with Nellie. Nellie is no easy feat. For anyone who saw her today, has met her before, you will know that. She is a difficult bloody dog. But lots of chicken bones were shoved into that mouth, and I think it worked out quite well. Nellie is obsessed with you. I am obsessed with you, despite the fact that you once punched me square in the mouth. So thanks. Mum and Dad, I want to say thank you, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart for being my local storage unit in the run-up to today. It really means the world. So emotional. No, but genuinely, I have the coolest parents. If you haven't been able to tell already, they are so fucking awesome. You two are just so fun. I don't think my 16-year-old self would agree, but I've come to my senses. I've wised up. I mean, what other parents would out-party their mid-20s daughter every other weekend or stay up all night at Glastonbury pretty much every year running? Not bloody many. I'm so glad you're my parents. I'm proud to be your daughter, and I love you both quite a lot. Terry and Jeff, my bloody parents-in-law. Goodness gracious me, stuck with me. This is it. It's legal, sorry. I remember the first time I met Terry and Jeff very vividly, weirdly vividly. I was shitting myself. Jeff, I remember you being chill as anything. You had a ciggy in your hand, you were watching the telly, cool as a cucumber. However, Terry, I was terrified of you. I was so terrified. I don't know why. She's the absolute sweetest. Anyone who's ever met Terry will know this. Anyone who's not met, they'll get to know it. She likes to do puzzles. She likes to visit garden centres. And recently she attended the Watercress Festival. There is quite literally nothing scary about Terry. But on a serious note, I'm genuinely so grateful for you both, for everything you've done for me and Simon over these last 12 years, and I'm so happy that you're my parents-in-law. And thanks for Simon, because he's really cool. He's really nice. I like Simon a lot. Right, let me make sure I don't miss a page here. Hang on. Okay, moving on to Becca, Luke, George, Carol, and Leslie. Hi! Do you guys want to stand up?
Yes!
So you don't feel left out? There they are! My new extended family-in-laws, thank you so much again for all being so incredible and amazing over the past 12 years. You guys are the best, and I'm genuinely lucky to be part of your family. Massive family, I must add. My God, there's a lot of you. So, Becca, I remember genuinely being so excited the first time I made you laugh. I couldn't believe it. Same thing as Terry, I was so fucking scared of you. I don't know why, it must be a Harkness thing. I remember you went through a phase of saying quite when you agreed with something. I will never forget this. And there was a day when we were at your house and you were saying quite to so many things I said. And I was like, she loves me. She loves me. She's obsessed with me. I was buzzing. Absolute day made. And George, where are you, George? Because I can't see you. He's doing Lego. George! George! Hey! There he is! George! I'm legally your auntie now! That's so cool! So, before I talk about this one, because it's about time, innit? I also just want to say a massive thank you to our incredible wedding planner and coordinator, Phoebe. I'm sure lots of you will have met Phoebe already today. If it wasn't for Phoebe, you'd all still be in this room, but you'd be standing up with no chairs, likely in the dark, and hungry. Phoebe's not only been our wedding planner, she's also been a friend to us, and we're so thankful to her for making our day so amazing. And it's not even over yet. Love you so much. Thank you. Okay, so should probably talk about you, my hubby. So some might say we've rushed into this. But here we are. So the whole year, 3 years that Simon and I have been engaged, not once have we actually called each other fiancé in a serious way, because cringe. No offense to any other fiancés in the room, you do you. So thank God we're no longer fiancés. But I will still probably refer to you as my boyfriend for the rest of our lives, because husbands makes me feel like a teen bride. So a lot of you already know the rough story of how Simon and I met already. Thanks again, Tom and Jack. That's really, really great. So I'm going to mix things up a little bit, and I'm going to tell it to you again, but in poem form. And I actually have written this one. It's not plagiarism. So, right, bear with me here. The day was April 27th, 2013. My eyes couldn't believe what they'd just seen. A Twitter DM from this hunk called Simon. I definitely wasn't about to say, ooh, bye, man. That was dodgy. Roll with me. He wrote, and I shit you not, considering I favourite loads of your tweets, can I get your number? You're too hot. To which I replied, ha ha ha, what? That's definitely not you. And then that was it. The conversation just flew. Flashback to several months before when I worked at Everso, Downton's local store. Simon worked opposite at the local cafe, and each time I saw him, the tummy butterflies came to play. Each Thursday, he'd take out the overflowing bins, so I took the chance to take pics of his pins. One time, I ventured in to the Downton Cafe. He offered me a chair, which frankly made my day. Anyway, the DMs continued. We arranged to meet up after the Downton Cuckoo Fair. I couldn't believe my luck. We met as agreed on the 4th of May. Had the most awkward hug I've ever had to this day. Do you want to demonstrate real quick? Yeah. Literally went like this. So I'm glad we didn't do that at the top of the aisle. Simon brought Suicider from the day's fair. We went off to the skate park and drank it up there. Simon whips out a script. The budding actor he was. I thought we were reading it just because. Little did I know this script was a love story. Simon was fighting to win the glory. Me. Yeah. You can see where this goes, so that's all for today. But the best part of that was the love story was gay. So I knew you were the one. I never thought that over 12 years since I'd be marrying this little prince. Sorry. So Simon, here's to that day. It still brings me glee. And thank you to you for marrying me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. So before I finish up, I'm nearly done, I promise. It's time for ice cream. Let me just get a little bit sobbing. I hate it. Oh, my God. But anyway, here we go. Everyone needs a Simon in their life. Yeah, it's about you. You look shocked. I'm talking about you, yeah. If you didn't know already, he's hilarious, he's goofy, he's talented, he's kind, he's selfless, he's gorgeous, and he's got really nice arms, honestly. Have a little feel later, I give you guys permission. Simon to me is not just my partner, and I know it's so cliche to say, but Simon is truly my best friend. He's my +1 to anything, and he's my let's just slob on the sofa and not talk to anyone for hours kind of guy. And he's also my security blanket. So just the other week, you guys might have seen on Instagram, we went to an insane sandwich place before watching the London Marathon. And unfortunately, I got given the wrong order. A bit peak, a bit savage. But I was too scared to go and actually tell them that I'd been given the wrong sandwich. I'm a very anxious little girlie. However, Simon, with no hesitation, takes my sandwich back and 2 minutes later comes back with the right one. And thank God too, because it was fucking delicious. And that may seem like such a tiny thing and also really weird that I've chosen to talk about that in my wedding speech. But it's little things like that that prove I've found a fucking good one. I still can't believe my luck that Simon even knows I exist, let alone wanting to be my boyfriend, live with me, propose to me, get a dog with me, and marry me. And actually, I'm even luckier because with Simon, I'm actually getting 3 rings. I've got my engagement ring, my wedding ring, and suffering. Lucky, lucky me. Here's to us, babe. Cheers, everyone. I guess we're done. Phoebe says, yeah, we're done. So there's going to be some ice cream, there's going to be some cocktails, there's going to be some music. So everyone have a really fucking good night. Yeah, cocktail hour! Woo!